Military members and their families honored Memorial Day Monday at the Kansas Veterans Cemetery at Fort Riley. Lieutenant Colonel Christopher Coco spoke about the honor and sacrifice it takes nowadays to become a service member.
In today's fast-paced and consumer-driven world, it's easy for each of us to become more focused on our own needs and lose sight of what's really important. It takes a conscious effort to remind ourselves that serving something that is bigger than oneself is more than just something we do while people are watching, or that we tell everyone about. It's something that we do because it's something that's just right to do.
Samantha DeVoe is a volunteer for the Travis Manion Foundation and says the group ensures no service member's gravesite is left unattended on Memorial Day.
In 2021, the Honor Project began at Arlington National Cemetery. Today, volunteers are standing in for families of the fallen and battle buddies at more than 45 cemeteries, giving our fallen the respect and honor that they deserve. Today, I thank you for answering that call by stepping up to honor and remember our fallen heroes.
Elsewhere, the American Legion Post 17 hosted its annual ceremony at Sunset Cemetery. Commander Matthew Baraney spoke about the importance of Memorial Day.
Every year as summer approaches, we pause to honor the memory of those died in service to our nation. Memorial Day is an appropriate time for all Americans to come together and pay tribute to our fellow Americans who made the ultimate sacrifice in the defense of our country.
City Commissioner John Mata, the keynote speaker at Monday's ceremony.
Waterloo, New York is considered the official birthplace of Memorial Day because after the town held two observances on May 5th, 1866, General John Murray and General John A. Logan called on all communities to honor the war dead every year.
Their event preceded by a live performance of the Manhattan Municipal Band and followed with a luncheon at the American Legion. The 1st Infantry Division Memorial in D.C., which is located outside the White House, unveiled 631 names of soldiers killed in recent conflicts Sunday morning. Sierra Herring of Kansas, the wife of Specialist Joseph Lister, who was killed in action, spoke during that ceremony.
We, as a Gold Star family, are beyond honored and privileged to be here today and be able to be a part of the rededication ceremony and our soldiers' names added to the list.
Herring says she was 21 when her husband's life was taken by an IED while on patrol.
My husband, Specialist Joseph Lister, deployed 2 weeks after our son was born and was killed 10 weeks into the deployment. He was in Ramadi, Iraq. The morning that they came to tell me, November 20th of 2003, was the very first night that our son had slept through the night completely.
The Greater Manhattan Community Foundation teamed up with the Armed Forces Community Foundation to fund a complete trip for 12 Kansas Gold Star families to attend that Sunday ceremony. 4 people were hospitalized Sunday evening following a 2-vehicle crash in Geary County. According to the sheriff's office, the crash happened just after 8 o'clock on K57 near mile marker 5 when a Chevy Silverado reportedly failed to yield right-of-way and struck a Toyota RAV4 driven by Haley Zuniga of Loveland, Colorado. She and 3 passengers were transported to Stormont Vale Hospital for medical treatment. Both vehicles had to be towed from the scene. Additional details were not immediately available. That crash was one of several across the region this weekend. In Morris County, 3 people were killed in a head-on crash on a rural road west of the Council Grove Wildlife Area Saturday afternoon. The crash killed a 33-year-old driver and 2 passengers, all from Minnesota. That according to the Kansas Highway Patrol. The crash also seriously injured 4 others, including a White City couple. In Dickinson County, a motorcyclist from Georgia was killed Friday evening when his bike rear-ended a Chevy Equinox in the eastbound lanes of I-70, which had stopped due to a traffic jam from another wreck. The Kansas Highway Patrol says a passenger in the Equinox, 32-year-old Hunter Rose of Manhattan, sustained only a minor injury and was treated on scene. The driver, 38-year-old Roberto Perez, also of Manhattan, was not injured. A Manhattan resident was arrested on a slew of charges early Sunday in the 600 block of Highland Ridge Road. According to the Riley County Police Department, Tammy China Bianca DePass Stevenson was arrested on suspicion of aggravated assault, criminal damage to property, and domestic battery. Further details have not been released. They were still being held at the Riley County Jail as of Monday morning on an $18,000 bond. And the Manhattan City Commission will hold a special legislative meeting tonight at City Hall. 2 housing policy proposals will be discussed, including a proposal to use industrial revenue bonds that will offer sales and property tax exemptions to rental housing developers in a proposed downtown and Aggieville redevelopment zone. The other is a workforce housing sales tax proposal to offer developers $25,000 to $35,000 per unit of housing developed. Commissioners will also provide direction on how to fill the vacant city commission seat. Last week, each commissioner agreed to bring with them the names of a few possible candidates. The meeting will take place tonight at 6 o'clock at City Hall.
KMAN's Morning News continuing. Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. For the first time since 2013, K-State Baseball has received an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. The Wildcats are headed for the Fayetteville Regional, hosted by number 5 national seed Arkansas. The Cats to open with Louisiana Tech Friday night at 7. The Bulldogs are 45-17 on the season. The Wildcats take a 32-24 mark into the contest. It will be the 5th time all-time that the teams will have met. Arkansas will get the double elimination bracket started on Friday afternoon, facing Southeast Missouri. Joe Ryan pitched 7 smooth innings for the Twins as they got a 2-run homer from Jose Miranda and a 3-run shot from Trevor Larnach before hanging on for a 6-5 win over the Royals yesterday in the opener of a 4-game set. Ryan allowed 1 run on 4 singles while lowering his team-leading ERA to 2.96. Miranda took Alec Marsh deep to the bullpen beyond left center in the 3rd. Larnach added a 2-out fastball into the upper deck above right field in the 5th, a smash measured at 441 feet. It gave the Twins a 5-0 lead. Marsh finished 5 innings with 7 strikeouts. He allowed 3 other hits, all singles besides the homers, but his only 2 walks came in the 5th. Preceding Larnach's blast.
Threw the ball great. You know, I mean, the home runs, yeah, that's one thing. It's just the 2 walks that preceded it. That's really what did him in, you know, but other than that, I mean, he threw the ball extremely well.
Matt Quattro's team scratched out 4 runs in the 9th. Bubba Bobby Witt Jr. ground out ended the game.
Talk a lot about the character of these guys, how hard they work, how much they stay in it, and it doesn't surprise me. They put good at-bats together. You know, the early part of the game, Joe Ryan just, you know, pitched really well against us, and that happens. He's really good. So our guys didn't give up and gave ourselves a chance.
The same 2 teams to match up tonight. Cole Reagans will go to the mound for the Royals with a 13-inning scoreless streak in play. That over his last 2 starts as he has struck out 19 while giving up just 3 hits. The Twins will counter with right-hander Simeon Woods Richardson. In 2 starts at home this season, he's given up only 2 runs over 11 innings while striking out 14. 6:40 for the first pitch. Coverage at 6 tonight on News Radio KMAN. Longtime umpire Angel Hernandez, who unsuccessfully sued Major League Baseball for racial discrimination, is retiring from the game immediately. Over a career that somehow lasted more than 3 decades, the 62-year-old Hernandez was often scorned by players, managers, and fans for missed calls and quick ejections. Hernandez issued a statement through MLB on Monday night, saying he has decided he wants to spend more time with his family. State track and field wrapped on Saturday in Wichita. The Wamego boys and Frankfort boys were the area's top team finishers from the region, each taking 4th in their respective classes. Results from area athletes' performances on the weekend can be found at newsradiokman.com. Derek White scored 16 and made just 1 of 8 threes before knocking down the decisive shot from the corner with 43 seconds left. The Celtics get a berth in the NBA Finals, finishing off a sweep of Indiana 105-102 behind White's winner.
Brown working his way to the left. Now he's going to cut toward the basket. Jump pass into the corner. Derek White for 3. Got it! 44 seconds to go. Derek White, the go-ahead 3.
7-0 run for the Boston Celtics.
Mark Kestisher and PJ Carlissimo last night on ESPN Radio with the call. The Celtics will now face either Dallas or Minnesota. They meet in their Game 4 tonight. The Mavericks with a 3-0 lead in the best-of-7 Western Conference Finals. Bill Walton passed away yesterday at the age of 71 following a prolonged fight with cancer, the league announced on behalf of the legendary center's family. He was the NBA's most valuable player in the 77-78 season, the league's 6th man of the year in 85-86, and a member of the league's 50th anniversary and 75th anniversary teams. That followed a college career in which he blossomed while playing under Coach John Wooden at UCLA and was named the National Player of the Year 3 times. The Washington Commanders said Monday they've been made aware of a lawsuit filed in civil court against kicker Brandon McManus, and the Jacksonville Jaguars acknowledged they're also being sued. A Commanders spokesperson said the team is looking into the situation and has spoken with McManus' agent and the NFL office, citing court documents that have not yet been posted in the public records database. ESPN is reporting the women accused McManus of rubbing and grinding against them during a flight to London last year. They also accused the Jaguars of failing to supervise him and creating a safe environment for staff and team. They're seeking more than $1 million while asking for a jury trial, according to ESPN. Royals baseball is coming up tonight on K-Man as the Royals and Twins continue their series at 6:40. Our coverage will begin at 6. The game gets underway this afternoon at 4 on K-Man.